So it's the last week of October.
Yes, the week before Halloween.
So what should we do? Secret Window
Yes.
with Johnny Depp.
Yes.
And one thing I noticed about Johnny Depp's performance is you can tell he is fresh off of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Little mannerisms and stuff.
He's got some of that stuff going on. And he only did one movie in between this, which was Once Upon a Time in Mexico. Not much time there.
No, not at all. I think it added like a nice little flair to the movie because, I mean, it's kind of horror, but little jabs of comedy in there.
Yeah.
A la Johnny Depp, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was pretty cool.
One of my favorite lines is, I don't care, I'm just going to smoke. Then I'm going to go buy a brand new pack and smoke the shit out of that one. So I do believe that line's actually in the book, but it's been since high school since I read it. Basically, my thoughts about the book immediately after I was done was this is basically exactly like the movie. There's not that much different except for the ending. We'll get to the ending, though, because it's a good ending.
Yeah, it's all about the ending. The other big name in this movie is John Turturro, and he does an amazing job with this. He is so eerie, and you can tell that right off the bat. Mm-hmm. And not just because he looks like some hick-ass guy, you know, but you can just... He's got crazy in his face. And
he's very dark.
Yes, and obviously that escalates throughout the entire movie, and he does not let up. It's just crazy, and, you know, he's very eerie.
I know the first time that I saw this, it was very weird for me to see John Turturro in a role like this because what I knew him from was Mr. Deeds or Anger Management.
Same.
I'm not too familiar with his work, but I know his performance just kind of blew my mind in this movie, so...
Yeah, I feel the same way.
So the filmmaker in me finds this interesting, that very first shot that you see of Johnny Depp through the windshield. It's actually kind of interesting because they had the camera mounted on the hood of the Jeep and he's driving around and whatnot. And then somewhere in between the wiper blades, they switched to a different shot. You can, if you look closely, you can see it's a little wonky because they had to do two shots because they detached the camera from the hood so he could back away from it. Some pretty cool filmmaking tricks in there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And then like the subliminal storytelling in the very beginning where the camera goes through the mirror and it's kind of into Mort's world or Mort's psyche. But then at the very end when the twist is happening, they go back through the mirror into reality.
Yeah.
The entire house is destroyed. There's a bottle of Jack Daniels that's mostly gone on the coffee table. And there's actually, in one of the shots, I think it's on the coffee table, there's actually a book called the Rum Diary sitting there by Hunter S. Thompson. And Johnny Depp later on in 2011 played the Hunter Thompson character in that movie.
Oh, so let's talk about the ending.
Yeah. Yeah, the ending.
Yeah.
It was a pretty great ending. Yeah.
Anybody watching this movie, unless you're a super sleuth, would never see that twist coming. Mm-mm. Like you mentioned, it comes back out the mirror into reality. Mm-hmm. And it turns out that Johnny Depp is the bad guy. Yeah. John Turturro was all a figment of his imagination, all up in his head. Everything that he did, Johnny Depp's character had done.
Mm-hmm. And it's funny too because like the movie leaves all that stuff out obviously because you're in Mort's mind through this whole thing. Mm-hmm. But once you know, you can watch it again and you realize like they always cut away right before he goes and does his dirty work. Like he shows up at his wife's house to get the magazine.
It never shows him going in the house.
No. Or he always wakes up from a nap.
And he blacks out whenever he becomes John Turturro. Mm-hmm.
But it's all kind of in his subconscious, though, because during that climactic scene, he's recalling everything.
Mm-hmm. And that's when he does the shift.
And the one part about it that I think is cool that Depp drew from his personal life was he's standing there going, rah! 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 And that's actually a throwback to his son when he was a baby, when he got confused or whatever, or couldn't like speak his thoughts, he would just kind of frantically go rah 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 until he gathered his thoughts.
Cool.
So pretty cool stuff. I love that. I love that about Johnny Depp. Like he'll just pull whatever little nuances just out of thin air. Just little mannerisms and tics, like we said before. Just got done playing Captain Jack, and you can kind of see some of that going on.
yeah, all the comedy in the movie is just him, little fragments, nothing huge, just little things, and it makes you giggle. And
It does.
That's probably him just throwing stuff in there.
But yeah, Secret Window, I've loved it for years.
The first time I ever saw it was with you, and then this viewing, it'd been quite a while since I watched it the first time, and so it was almost like a brand new movie. It came back to me as I watched it, but I was kind of on the edge of my seat because I'm like, I can't remember exactly what happens. It's like I know the hook, I know what's coming, but I didn't remember all the details, so it was...
Yeah, it's pretty hard to forget that ending once you see it.
So in conclusion, Secret Window, great movie. Go and watch it for the last week in Spooky Month.
And while you're at it, please like and subscribe.
Well...
Please?
Please? Well, I think that's it.
Yeah, yeah, go watch the fucking thing. I don't know.
What's so funny?
This is not going well.
Go watch the movie.